Hello everybody and welcome to Neon Well 6. I am here with my co-commentator Retro. My name is Slatica. We'll be your commentators for today. Looks like up first we've got FreeFlow versus Cornbread. Is that supposed to be Schitzel? Schitzel? I'm so sorry, Cornbread.
You got it. You got it. I believe.
You do we have a map list? Oh, there we go. It looks like, so it's play all three. We've got Clamblitz on Crab Leg up first, then Rainmaker, Humpback, Pump Track, followed up by Ship-Shaped Cargo, okay, for Tower. I love Clamblitz Crab Leg, and that's saying something, because personally, I mean, hot take, very hot take, not the biggest fan of Clamblitz, but I feel like with Crab Leg, it's really not. It's really I like the map, so it helps a lot. Sorry, 1 second, like a brain fart. It's good to push in with a special, like right up that ramp, set up a bubble, set up a vac, just to get it set up. I feel like it's a more balanced Clamblitz, because it's not like right. You know how sometimes the basket is like either like right next to spawn or like with Brine Water, how it's like right next to mid.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I feel like it finds like the perfect balance. How do you feel about Clamblitz Crab Leg, Retro?
I agree. I feel like it does find a very nice balance in between distance between spawn and mid as well. And your point about pushing the specials was also very valid. I specifically the bubble point. I love bubble on this map. It's great. Do you have any strong opinions? Oh, sorry, my bad.
Oh, what happened?
Nothing, never mind. Just, do you have any interesting opinions about any of these other maps, like Humpback, Rainmaker, or Ship-Shaped Tower Control?
Interesting opinions?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I personally like these maps. Watch what you say about Brine Water Springs. Brine Water Springs says in chat.
Oh no.
Whoa. My fault, OG. I didn't mean it. No commentators currently on. Oh, Retro, we don't exist. We're not real.
I guess we're not real.
Humpback can be annoying. It feels like another steamrolling map. One of my teammates who's a backline, he says he doesn't like it because of all the hills. Like, it's hard to, like, get picks. But I feel like if you use the bumps to your advantage, you can... It's basically like having cover, like, almost all the time. Like, almost, like, 80% cover. Just your head peeking over the side of a ramp.
I agree. It is very difficult for backlines, especially with one of the only valid places to perch being that window right there. But it is also very strong for weapons like Carbon and weapons like Shark, because they can use those to their advantage, like you said earlier. Yeah.
Buckets, blasters.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Oh, shoot.
Tower control ship shape. Alright.
Oh.
Tower control ship shape. It's one of those, ship shape in itself is a lockout map as well, which is going to be very interesting because, like, these maps are pretty steamrolly. Like, Crableg, I guess you could argue, yeah. Humpback is steamrolly, like you said earlier, but ship shape is also extremely steamrolly. It's really easy to just make a strong push and keep the enemy team locked out for the rest of the game. So I'm interested to see how teams are going to abuse that and how people are going to get past that.
I will say, at the last checkpoint before you hit goal, I see a lot of games getting stuck on that checkpoint because it's like right next to like a high ground, right next to spawn, where a team can set up with either specials or just their weapons and just like maybe just throw bombs at tower or like, you know, just put pressure on the tower because it's just right there. So like, yeah, it can steamroll, but it can also like stall out if you got two very like if the attack versus defense of the teams, like the offense and the defense, is very similar. It's kind of hard to steamroll on the map if the levels of the players are very similar, I would say, in my opinion.
That is a very valid opinion. I was more talking so as if they got past that point. Like, past that checkpoint, it's very hard to come back because of how hard it is to push through that. But yeah, I see where you're coming from. Yeah, and I agree.
But you get past that last checkpoint, absolutely.
Oh, Slat, what do you usually... Oh. What do you usually play on Ship-Shaped Tower?
I always play Splattershot. I am a shot main. I mean, I'm trying to pick up splat delays, but right now it really is just shot. Just V-shot. That's really all I play right now. And in lieu of LTC coming up, I'm getting ready.
Alright. And it looks like we are going into our round one. My bad.
Let's see what we got for weapons here. Ooh, we've got a recycled mark. Ooh, okay. You know what? Let them cook.
Very interesting team comps from both sides here. With FreeFlow, V-Shot, Recycled Brella, Splat Deletes, Headed. Headed is a very interesting pick as well as Recycled Brella. But Headed is also pretty capable of keeping up that fast pace that you really need on Crab Legs, so I'm interested to see how they play out with that. Both sides actually have a Headed, which is very interesting. Oh, and Cornbread does get... Oh, they do get wiped. FreeFlow is in a very good position to get a strong first push.
I think the Recycled Brella is an interesting choice. It feels like they're going for the bubble strat here with the Recycled Brella, which is interesting, that is for sure. I don't think I've ever seen the Recycled Brella used in comp before, so I was a bit surprised. The Trizuka pops out, looks like they get 2 down on the side of Cornbread. FreeFlow is doing a great job at keeping control of mid, is what I've noticed. Playing patiently enough to where they can get their specials, get enough picks to push in, and hopefully break that basket open.
I agree, but Cornbread does seem to have a very strong defense. As FreeFlow is trying to take control of their top right, and it is proving to be a little bit of a struggle. While they do get in, however, and they do manage to score that ball, they go 3 down on the side of FreeFlow. Oh, okay.
You'll get there, I believe in you.
And it looks like Cornbread did manage to make a push back into mid. They are fighting for that control. They do 2 crabs. FreeFlow is fighting back.
Yeah, well, it really is just a back and forth right now, kind of like most Splat Zones games, where it's like, oh, one has control of mid, now the other one has control of mid. Now it's going back and forth. They're just trying, at this point, to be the first one to get a ball in the goal.
I agree. FreeFlow does go 2 down, however, and Cornbread does have control over mid again. They do have a pretty large clam economy. However, they might not be ready to make a push as that Zuka does come out and 2 of them go down again. This is very, very back and forth on both sides.
Yeah, definitely. Very, very much so back and forth. It looks like neither team wants the other to get in. Oh, yeah, obviously. But it does look like FreeFlow does get a clam ball in. Let's see if they can start breaking that down. They got 2 in, because we're down to 60 now. Down by 40 points. That's a good, strong start from FreeFlow here. Getting a clam as well. Although they're still getting clams in. This is a great start for FreeFlow.
That it did take their top right and move in very aggressively, getting 2 picks and scoring a ball in. That was a very strong push and a very very good play from Headed. My bad.
And now let's see if FreeFlow can keep control of mid so they don't push him with the ball this time. Oh, looks like they are. They're 3 down on the side of Cornbread. And they got another ball in, Retro. They got another one in.
They did, and that Recycle Brella is using their shield as a bit of a distraction, but not quite going in yet. They do back up, and Cornbread does take mid back at least a little bit, as FreeFlow is pushed back into their base, but that defensive bubble comes out.
Yeah, they really didn't have a chance to make more of a push than they did, because Cornbread was able to get into the middle and, like, have a ball, so FreeFlow had to stop trying to push so they could stop them for setting up to start scoring. With 1 minute left on the clock, let's see where this game goes. FreeFlow with an amazing lead of 52 points.
That Headed was trying to get back to top right again and make more moves. However, Cornbread has seemed to adapt to that, and they were desperately trying to get that Headed away from their top right.
Looks like the Trizuka comes out, gets 1, but unfortunately isn't enough. They end up getting 1 clam ball in, and they start making the score back to go down. Whoa! I tried to. Let me try that again. They end up making the score back to. They get another ball in with 15 remaining on the board. Oh my goodness! FreeFlow not giving Cornbread any chances to get this ball in. Absolutely insane.
Absolutely insane. I agree.
One last push. They break the barrier. Let's see if they can get the push done. They get 2 balls in. They're down to 60. We're in overtime now. They just need to keep this basket open, Retro. They just need to keep the basket open.
that crab does manage to get a pick, and they are stalling the basket very well. However, they do go 2 down on the side of Cornbread.
Another ball goes in. They wipe out no. FreeFlow wiped them out. My bad. FreeFlow wiped them out. So unfortunately, Cornbread was unable to make a push. That was an amazing push on the side of Cornbread Schitzel, though. Oh my goodness. All the way down from 128 in overtime? Insane. It looks like our first game goes to FreeFlow, though.
Very interesting plays from both teams. The headed plays were
absolutely.
really fascinating. The entire set was the entire round was very just engaging, and those pushes, as you mentioned before, they were very strong and just
very coordinated, very
yeah.
effective. Yeah, very coordinated, very effective. I'm keeping my eye on Cornbread because that was an amazing last second push. They just unfortunately didn't quite have enough clams on them.
I agree. Maybe they just rolled it up.
I can't wait to see the tower control one now. Because like I was saying, if you have two pretty evenly stacked teams when it comes to skill level, the tower control is going to be a genuine back and forth, is what I'm thinking. So I think Ship Cargo is going to be a great game to watch. I cannot wait to see it.
I agree. I also think it will be very interesting. Let's see if they do manage to get to that tiebreaker round.
Yeah, absolutely. Now let's talk about Rainmaker Humpback Pump Track a little bit more. We were talking about how sharking weapons and blasters and buckets are really good on this map. You know what's also really good on this map?
What?
In my opinion, I think Ballpoint's really good. Because of its range, it has Inkjet, which makes those waves and bumps basically nothing. Nothing to deal with. You could just use them to your advantage more of disadvantage, because you go up a certain height depending on how far you are from the ground. It could be kind of hard to get an Inkjet out of the air.
I can definitely see an argument for that, and I also, with Ballpoint, the problem with Chargers is all the hills, they kind of they struggle to pressure points as effectively as Splatlanes can, so I can definitely see an argument for Ballpoint being played here, and I do agree that it is a very good pick.
Oh, absolutely. And here we are for Rainmaker Humpback. Let's take a look at those weapons. Okay. Interesting, we've got a Sorella, which does have Inkjet. Oh, right, so it looks like on the side of FreeFlow, we've got the heavy Splatling. Is that Deco? I forget the...
That is Deco.
That is Deco, yeah. Heavy Splatling Deco, and the Sorella. I haven't seen Sorella in a while, and I think it's a great pick for certain game modes. I'm kind of curious to see what FreeFlow does with it.
I agree, and it looks like Cornbread did take some notes from the last game. They did go backlist, and they do have a very aggressive comp starting out here, and they are just rushing the enemy plot.
Yeah.
Taking a strong lead and popping that Zipcaster to pressure that Jet. The Jet is very focused. Oh, Cornbread does go 3 down, however.
Cornbread does start off with a strong push, but wasn't quite ready to keep the momentum. Fortunately, they went down. This gives FreeFlow a very good opportunity to get good control of mid and hopefully set up and get that Rainmaker on that podium. Putting pressure on the Stamper there, it looks like, but they're all multiple pushes on the Rainmaker. They do not want them on that checkpoint, because once you get to that checkpoint, it's basically just like we said earlier. It's snowballs, right? Honestly, the major part of the fight is making sure that neither team, the enemy team doesn't get the first checkpoint. You want to get the first checkpoint.
I agree. And Cornbread does manage to get FreeFlow 3 down. Whew, that's a tongue twister. However, they do rebound pretty quick. Cornbread does have control over a lot of mid right now. They're setting up for a very strong push, and like we've been pointing out this whole time, it's very steamrolly. However, Cornbread goes 3 down as well, and the Zap is the only one left up.
This gives FreeFlow a chance once again to take mid, and hopefully, like, we're seeing, like I said, that back and forth I was expecting. Neither team wants the other team to get that first checkpoint. FreeFlow's doing really good at keeping Cornbread at bay at the moment, even with the specials. Ooh, that pick with the Sorella-brella. An amazing pick from the Sorella-brella. Another 2 down. There's 2 down on the side on Cornbread. They might get the checkpoint here, which will set them up to push in. Oh, but not quite. They get right on the podium. They do go down. Yeah. So we're kind of seeing this back and forth, although FreeFlow did just take the first checkpoint, which is a good, strong start for them, because now Cornbread not only has to get it to the first checkpoint, but now that they pushed it a few points forward, they're gonna have to push back past the first checkpoint just a little bit. Now, what do you what would you do in a situation where? Sorry, I had a brain fart. Give me just a moment. It does look like the Stamper is trying to circle around to the left checkpoint. Oh my god, that was a good play on the side of Cornbread. Can I be honest? I don't think I ever see that checkpoint used, like, ever. Cornbread does take the lead. Look, I think it's very important to know that some Rainmaker map, I think most Rainmaker maps has 2 checkpoints. There's some that only have 1, I believe, that you can, like, go to. Like Brentwater, for example. And there's usually, like, a riskier one and a safer one. Look, if they're not paying attention, or if you have one locked out, might as well go for it, right? There's 2 options for a reason. You don't always have to go for the one that's right towards that entrance there, that enters plat.
I agree, and that is another reason why it was very, sorry, my words are escaping me. It was very nice seeing Cornbread see that and spot that weakness and abuse it. And it looks like Cornbread is trying to make a bit more of an aggressive push again. That Zip Passer comes out, but does get cancelled by the Kraken. And FreeFlow does get a wipe on them. They can take this back.
They do have a chance to take it back. Schitzel gets behind them, takes, looks like 2 of them do go down. Amazing flank from the shot there. Once again, Cornbread picks the Rainmaker back up. Looks like the Sorella pops Jet here to see if they can stop. But the Stamper immediately cancels the Jet. I don't even have a chance to say what's going on, because the moment I say something new, it gets taken out. It's insanity. And it looks like that game goes to Cornbread. Amazing play from Cornbread at the end there, where they took advantage of the fact that FreeFlow wasn't really paying attention to the other Rainmaker podium. Wait, what? FreeFlow won?
FreeFlow won. They took the lead.
I did not see them take the lead. That is my bad. I missed that. Whoops. And the second game goes to FreeFlow. But that does not change what I was saying, by the way. That push that Cornbread did on the left, since FreeFlow wasn't really paying that much attention to it, was a great idea. It worked out pretty well for them towards the end of the game there. But it is groups, so we still have one more game. And like I said, I'm really excited to see the tower ship shape. It's best of 3? Oh.
Yeah, that was it. However, the lead-taking move for FreeFlow was rushing in and just hard pushing that elbow. And the shot did try to make a move and did try to shark them out. And they managed to get 2 picks, which was a very impressive move on the part of the shot. And I commend them. That was a very impressive move. Both teams were pretty equal, I'd say. There were just a few, like, minor circumstances that, you know, it snowballed. That's how it goes.
It did, yeah. It's how most Rainmaker games go, yeah. And I apologize. It looks like it is a best of 3, so congratulations, FreeFlow, for taking that game. Woohoo! Good stuff. All right, and we just need a moment before our next set. So if you'll stick around, we'll be right back. We'll see you guys in a moment.
falling down these lies again. This feeling that I have deep down inside. I just wanna be the one you need. And now I need you by my side. I can't sleep at night. I just get lost in time, leaving all behind. I can't get enough of that I'm enough.
Oh my God. Let me show you what I got. This beat is so hot. Oh my God. Is that bullshit? I think not.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back. We have a very interesting set ahead of us. For Paulo versus Project R.A.T. Slut, do you know anything about these teams?
No,
That's fair.
no,
That's
not
fair.
really. I will say, ooh, we got a best of 5 going on here. Ooh, we got some very fun maps here. Splatzone's Mako Mart. I love Mako Mart. Who doesn't love Mako Mart? If you don't like Mako Mart, make yourself known right now. I will fight you.
I know a guy.
You know a guy that doesn't like Mako Mart?
I know a guy that doesn't like Mako Mart.
Well, I don't like this person.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Splatzone's Mako Mart. Really fun. Really good map, in my opinion. Splatzones though, really easy to cheese this specific zone with Reef Slider, Splashdown. Booyah Bomb. You know, the works.
I agree.
and
Also
with
with never mind.
What?
Continue.
No, no,
Continue.
please.
No, 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 no,
no,
no, no,
please.
no.
You have something you wanted to say?
I just wanted to point out how there are a lot of points of interest on Mako Mart, like the stacks, plats, and all that. So it'll be interesting.
And taking the enemy team stack is very important, I will say. And then next we do have Clamblet Scorch Gorge. I think I've said it before in the past when I've commentated. I don't like Scorch Gorge that much. I feel like mid is too open, but at the same time too cluttered, especially for modes like Clamblets and zones. Then again, zones really isn't used for Scorch, so I don't know what I'm speaking about. It's a decent Clamblets map. It reminds me a little bit, a tiny bit of Crab Leg, where the basket's at a pretty decent point. You have to be careful pushing in. But I mean, really, other than that, do you have anything to say about Scorch Gorge here, Retro?
Particularly clams, not much. I think you covered a lot of the bases that I would have said. Like, there is a fair distance, like crab leg, between the basket. And yeah.
No. Oh, looks like we're going in. Let's see what we got for comps, Retro. There's the pencil. We love pencil. Oh, another one. Well, these comps are very similar. In fact, the only difference it looks like is Team Project R.A.T has a junior, and no, sorry, apologies. Team Project R.A.T has the stamper. 4Paulo has the junior.
And it does look like Project R.A.T goes 2 down at the beginning, but 4Paulo does have a very strong control over zone as they are pushing Project R.A.T back. That pencil is retreating a little bit, trying to get some more cover and a safer place to try and push them back. However, that Zuka does come out, not managing to get a pick, but does manage to push them back even more.
Looks like 4Paulo has a good chokehold on the zone. The Zip Chester tries to get in, but unfortunately isn't successful. 4Paulo throws down Tactical here. Great play. Wonderful play by... they can just go down and jump back in really easily. Project R.A.T has great control of this zone. They're not letting 4Paulo take it. Although it does look like 4Paulo's... No, not quite. 8, 6. Oh, but they are 4 down, so the junior really didn't really have a chance to take the zone back. That is a great start for Project R.A.T.
Very great start. However, they do have a stamper and those ledges are very campable. The Zuka comes out and the stamper is still pressuring those ledges. That pencil is trying to fight back, but they do go down. And the stamper is just being an absolute menace on their plat.
4Paulo is keeping a really good strong hold on mid now that they kind of have to. They have a lot of points they need to get through in order to take the lead here. So they do have to have that nice like lockdown on the map so Project R.A.T doesn't have a chance to take it back.
Project R.A.T is using a lot of their specials, like that Zuka came out. The shot dropped into their freezer. They do manage to get at least a pick, and they are pressuring their 4Paulo's stack right now, trying to get to those points of interest and trying to make a pushback into mid. Project R.A.T does take the zone for a little bit, and they are managing to hold it pretty well and push 4Paulo pretty far back.
Yeah, it does look like Project R.A.T was, able to get back control of the zone, but they just had to break through this over 40 penalty here. Honestly, right now, the stacks are key. The stacks are key. If you can get control of your stack, get mid, and then get control of the enemy team's stack, you're pretty much set. If you can get control of their stack in that left block area, it should be pretty easy to keep them out. Like, as you can see, the splatter shot there is on their stack. They do go down, They're about to break penalty, so if they can just keep this open for just a moment, they break penalty, and Project R.A.T wins our first game with a knockout.
Very
Amazing.
strong plays from both sides. For Paulo and Project R.A.T were both extremely good at pushing back in and getting those lockouts. Neither of them went down without a fight.
No, absolutely not. That was a really, really good game. Both teams had an opportunity to hold on to that zone for just a little bit. Oh, just a little bit's an understatement, but I think you understand what I mean. Up next, we do have Clamblitz on Scorch Gorge, which we were talking about. Retro, do you have anything you want to say about Scorch Gorge here? Like, what do you usually play for Scorch Gorge, Retro?
I play Tent, because I am a Tent player and a shot player. But the one thing about the ramp is specifically why I play Tent and like why Bubble and like, you know, entry tools are critical, like but even more so on Scorch, is because like you said, the mid is very like open but also very cluttered, and that ramp is pretty open, and the only real cover you have when you're pushing onto that is the pillow, and that's not great cover. So you really need to make a strong opening for yourself and your team, and things like Tent Shield, Bubble, they really just assist you in getting in there and staying in there and keeping a hold on their ramp, their plat, their court.
Now that Kraken Royale strat has been kind of, I wouldn't say destroyed, because technically you could still do it if they pop Kraken in, or you could have them jump the moment Kraken ends. But it has been heavily nerfed. Do you think we're still gonna see people trying to do it? I think it got unbanned because, you know, it doesn't exist anymore. I don't know if it's banned for Neon Wail. I could be wrong. I don't know what it is and isn't banned for. I hear a lot of things. I read a lot of things. I don't think it's banned for this. But do you see it being used here?
I personally don't see it being used here, but who knows? They could pull out a wild card. And it looks like we are going into our game 2.
Looks like Team R.A.T, Project R.A.T kept the same comp. For Paulo changed up just a little bit, switching out that slosher. Not that slosher, excuse me. What did they switch? Was it a slosher? They switched out something. Something got switched out for the 96 skill. And that is a Kraken! So let's see what they have planned for with that.
Project R.A.T is trying to make a very strong push into mid, and they do manage to go 2 down, or 1 down, sorry. 2 down. The high numbers. For Paulo does take a very strong control over mid, however, it is very back and forth right now. Project R.A.T does bring out that bubble, and they are able to take a lot of space. As For Paulo goes 1 down, that shot being very crucial for keeping control in mid and being aggressive. The junior is trying to keep a hold on their ramp while they try to make a push and get a score and build an economy.
Yeah, it does look like Project R.A.T did make a ball. They're trying to set up a push here. Probably getting special so they can push in safely. That junior's bubble is going to be very helpful, like how you were saying with Tent Shield, Bubble. Anything that will basically make getting the ball in as easy and simple as possible. Does look like the stamp goes down. They really don't want them to push in, so they knocked out 2 of them, making the forcing the shot and the pencil to back up a bit, back into their base.
That stamp does take a very aggressive positioning in their court, just trying to distract them a little bit and maybe get some picks. However, For Paulo does wipe on Project R.A.T. It has a very strong opening right now, and they are using that to their advantage, popping the Zuka as well to keep them held back even further, and that bubble goes out as well, like I was talking about before the round started.
Amazing start from Project R.A.T here. Setting up that bubble was pretty effective. I think it was a great idea. They do go under 50. They're only past the halfway mark.
However, they did go 3 down, and they are forced to back up a little bit as 4 Paulo gets a free opening into mid, and they are being very aggressive on their ramp. That Gout goes down before being able to pop Kraken, however, if that was what they were going for. Project R.A.T goes 2 down as well.
Well, they popped the Kraken here. Looks like they're using the Kraken itself to get picks over that rather than jump. Which I think is a smart play because, you know, they're all going to be trying to defend the basket anyways. So they're just, it's just like free pickings, you know?
I agree.
They were able to get
However,
2 balls. It looks like it was a pretty good catch-up. Project R.A.T needs to be a little bit more careful now because they can take the lead here with just 2 balls can take the lead.
Project R.A.T is being very aggressive on their ramp again, trying to lock them out as their pencil goes down and 4 Paulo's Stamper went down. Project R.A.T does have a few balls, and they are going to score that in and take out 4 Paulo's pencil. The Zuka comes out as well. Double Zuka. Oh, okay. That Kraken does come out defensively, which is a very interesting play.
Project R.A.T setting up a really strong lead here, Retro. They really want to get this game done and over with. They want to show 4 Paulo that they want to win the winner semis here. Looks like the Stab is trying to get a good control of that tower up there, which is like the stack in the middle, which is a great idea. Since they don't really have a good chokehold of mid, and they have quite a lot of catching up to do with Project R.A.T.
That Zipcaster did come out in an attempt to distract Project R.A.T. However, their Stamper is also going crazy. They do go down. Commentators curse. My bad. For Paulo goes practically a soft wipe. Project R.A.T does get a pretty good opening back in to score another as they do pop that bubble, but they do miss, and that does give 4 Paulo a pretty. They have a chance. Project R.A.T does manage to score, however. The only problem is, are they going to be able to make this back?
The Stamper was able to sneak in and grab the ball to get in the last second, which does give 4 Paulo a little bit of a chance to take back mid. Looks like they're going in. They go in. Oh, and just as they're about to throw the ball in, the game, overtime ends. Unfortunately. But it was a good push. And this game goes to Project R.A.T. Wow. That was a very, very entertaining game, in my opinion.
And they do manage to get the fist bump. I agree, they were very... Oh, you wanted to say?
Oh. I was about to move on to Rainmaker Undertale, unless you had something to say about the previous game. Okay.
It's okay.
This is the first time. I don't know if there's been any tournaments since the map got updated. I've been busy, but this is the first time I personally will be seeing the new Undertow in a competitive setting. I can't wait to see how it's changed. It has changed a bit. They removed the uninkable on the left there, which is an interesting choice in my opinion. I can't wait. I actually really like Undertow for Rainmaker, and I think the changes they did with it are decent. It's been okay. And they didn't make it worse, but they didn't make it a perfect map, if that makes sense. So like, it's like, I think I saw this somewhere. They took a 60% map and made it a 70% map. I don't know what that means. Maybe that's a good thing. I don't know. I like the cubbies they added on the sides. Can we take a moment and appreciate? I know it's not on the Rainmaker one, but they just took a chunk out of it. Low Ink should have been on the reworked Undertow. Ah, gotcha. Low Ink featured reworked Undertow. Gotcha. Thank you guys. Well, it's my first time seeing it. I was sleeping during Low Ink.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see this Rainmaker game. I'm really excited, actually. Let's see here. We're gonna take a look at these weapons here, Retro. Ooh, interesting. We got a 52 gal. Ooh.
The bucket comes back out. Very interesting.
Here comes the slusher. Yeah, the slusher's back. I love For Paulo's comp. The back. Oh, I guess they're both back. Well, no, they're not. Because pencil. Duh.
Project R.A.T does manage to get a very strong hold on mid immediately, and they are getting a extremely valuable push at the beginning. They break through first check within the first 30 seconds, managing to keep For Paulo out just long enough to keep it going and keep that momentum up.
Project R.A.T is going crazy right now, keeping them at bay. I'm very interested to see how easy it is to get past this area in here now that it's uninkable. The splatter shot, is that the splatter shot? No, that's the NZAP. The NZAP sharks and gets the Rainmaker. Amazing sharking from the NZAP there. They pop it. It looks like they're trying to let it reset. They might pick it up and jump on. No, it looks like they're going to try to let it reset, and they're going to try to keep R.A.T at bay.
Project R.A.T does go 3 down, giving For Paulo a very strong opening to push into mid. They do get a pick on that shot, and the gal, leaving Project R.A.T 2 down, and giving For Paulo that opening to break first check, and possibly catch up with Project R.A.T.
That was a pretty strong push there for For Paulo. They ended up taking the shot down with those strikes there. Amazing play. The Stamper playing the ledge once again. I love seeing that. It's just like it just switches casually. It's just like just like getting over the edge. For Paulo picks the Rainmaker back up, tries to make a push, but ends up getting pushed back into mid, back to where it normally spawns, and it gives R.A.T the opportunity to make another push. But they have a lot more to get through before the points start going down again, so let's see how this worked out, Retro. They're pushing the left here, it looks like.
They are keeping a very strong hold on that left area. However, that bucket is trying to abuse gravity and keep them out. For Paulo does manage to kill the Rainmaker and take a little bit of their control back. That Stamper is trying to tear it up in mid.
Looks like they're trying to keep Project R.A.T at bay. They do end up picking up the Rainmaker for Paulo, and they're once again going to try to make a push. Honestly, I think the best bet here, when it comes to a game like this, is just paint control. Paint control is really helpful here. Because if you don't have enough paint on the ground, your Rainmaker is going to have to paint for itself, and there you go. There's a single path that the Rainmaker can take, which basically makes them an easy target.
I agree, and that does seem to be a bit of a strong suit for Project R.A.T, as they do have a lot of good paint and painting weapons. The pencil, the junior, the shot. Even the gal can paint quite well, while For Paulo traded out that slightly better paint for more aggression, which is seeming to play out pretty well on offensive. But Project R.A.T just seems to have a pretty strong defense as well due to that pencil and the amount of paint they have. So we'll just have to see.
Absolutely. Project R.A.T here, they set up a bubble so they can get in a little bit closer. The Zipcaster takes to the skies here so they can try to get some picks. Unfortunately, unable to get any. The pencil tries to push in with the Rainmaker, but gets stopped right there by the edge. So they really didn't get that too much good of a push. So it's this back and forth that we're kind of seeing here is honestly, like I was saying, due to paint. They seem to have like whichever team has the Rainmaker isn't focusing as much as possible, as much as they should be, which is what I think should be prioritized. Because if you have, like I was saying, if you have the Rainmaker, if there's nothing to swim through, it's just gonna be, you know, it's just gonna be really hard to get to where you want to go because you have one line. It's like, well, I could just set up a bomb on that line, easy. Where else are they gonna go? Are they gonna slow down to shoot another one? Are they? You feel me? And it looks like Project R.A.T takes the set 3-0 against 4 Apollo.
4 Apollo did manage to pick up that Rainmaker at the end there. However, the Junior was playing very defensively. They popped that bubble on their ramp, and there was 4 Apollo got backed into a corner. Project R.A.T was very, very good at pressuring 4 Apollo. However, they were also very good at defense. Not really letting Project R.A.T get past that one initial push, which I consider very impressive, and I think both teams played very well.
Absolutely. And we're going to be seeing Project R.A.T in the winners final, I think. Yeah, because this was winner semis. Yes.
Alright, and it looks like we are going to take a little bit of a break before we're back with our next set.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back. We are now doing winners finals. We have We Win Part 2 because of Battlefly. Battlefly? You mean Wait, hold on. Battle. I'm reading. It is Battlefly. Shoot! Oh no! Because of X, Y. Retro, take over, please. Help!
Because of Batfly. That's what we're going with. And we're going against Project R.A.T again. We just saw them last set. Very impressive performance. It's going to be a very, very exciting looks like up first we have Clamblitz Museum.
I love Clamblitz Museum.
I love Clamblitz Museum too.
Uh,
And then next we will have Crab Like a Rainmaker. Oh, my bad.
No, you're good. Look, you're good. Let's talk about Clamblitz Museum for a second here.
Right.
I'm so sorry, I cannot get over Batfly. Oh my gosh, I don't know why that was so funny to me. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, chat. Oh, but Clamblitz Museum here. It's got a. Oh, we're going into the game right now. Well, we'll talk about it right now. Let's see what weapons we got on the side of Team Rat. Looks like they bring out the Neo Stamper. I guess the way no, the Stamper Nouveau. My bad. And we've got a Carbon and a Range Blaster on the side. Oh. Looks like we are restarting. So we're gonna talk about Clamblitz Museum here for a second. So Clamblitz Museum. If you try to take the ramp in, you've got a bit of a push you have to do before you can actually get to the basket. Even though there's the block on the left, to the left of the push, to the basket that you can push, but it's a lot riskier. What do you think, Retro?
I agree. I feel like the block is really an option for when you already have a pretty good hold on their plat and their spinner. However, that pillow right next to block does provide a little bit of cover if you want to make the risky move. It all really depends on mechanics and timing. So it's going to be interesting to see how they abuse that and how they make those initial pushes.
Absolutely. What are we expecting to see this upcoming game? Are we seeing do you think we're gonna see high aggression? Do you think we're gonna see a pretty balanced match? Do you think it's gonna what's your predictions?
My prediction is I'm definitely expecting some high aggression on the side of Project R.A.T as shown in the previous set, but I don't know much about We Win, so we'll have to see. But yes, I am expecting some pretty high aggression, some very strong pushes from both sides. I'm expecting this to be fairly even, but then again, I expect that from every game, so...
well, they did both make it to winners finals after all.
They did.
I can't wait to see these games.
What about you? What are you expecting from this match?
I agree with you. I feel like if both of these teams made it to winners finals, we're set for a good match because like it says in winners finals, these guys have to win to get here. So, I mean, I think we're gonna see some amazing plays here because like I said, these teams had to win to get here. So I can't wait to see it.
I feel like while I did say that we were going to see a lot of aggression, I feel like we're also going to see a lot of strong defense.
I can't wait to see the.
I can't wait to see
the defense. Absolutely, and I believe we're going to be keeping the same weapon. Oh, we're changing up a bit because somebody else was supposed to be in. So we got a Nautilus instead of the range blaster this time. Let's see what we get.
Run it back, I guess. Alright, you want to talk more about Clambless Museum? Okay.
Oh, heck yeah, I do. Don't you just love it when it spins?
I love it when it spins, yes. Um...
Looks like we've got a raid from XCuber2. Thank you for the raid. We are just about to get into winners finals here. We're talking about Clambless Museum. Hello, hello.
Hello.
Is there anything else you want to add on for Clambless Museum here?
For Clambless Museum, not really that I can think of right now. We touched a lot of bases in these past few, reruns, but I guess talking more specifically about the geometry of the map, that ramp is a very strong choke point, especially for buckets, blasters, like the ledges, especially good for blasters, good for buckets. A lot of and carbons, as we saw last game. I wonder if they're gonna pull that one out again. But there's just a lot of interesting geometry that leads to a lot of good options for picks, weapon picks in particular. Also, pushing power is definitely a necessity here as well because of those really strong choke points, more so than other maps. Like Carbon Bazooka, it can poke a fairly good hole on that plot, but with all the cover from the spinner and just being able to back up, because it is a very long stretch, it's definitely harder to poke through than with a lot of other maps. So it's going to be interesting to see how they work around that.
Absolutely.
Do you have anything else to add?
Not. I'm gonna be honest, not really. It says it in chat. These are pretty good blaster maps and modes. So seeing a blaster here will be a good, can be good because of the ledges. We'll just have to see.
I agree. I thought we were loading in for a second. No worries. But talking about next maps, looking forward, so to say, Rainmaker Crableg, very strong for aggressive comps in particular, which we've been seeing a lot of today. That top right is pretty hard to push past, so having something like, I said this before, tent, bubble, anything like that, it's helpful if you know how to use the shields and the defense to your advantage properly. Also, splat lanes, very nice on the grates. Pencil is used a lot here, as far as I've seen. Tower Control Haggle also has a lot of pretty major choke points. Like that first check is pretty far up, and there is that elevated ground above that people can kind of just collapse on. So, also very interesting to see how they're going to play around that. And it does look like Project R.A.T is being awarded Game 1. So we're going to move on into Game 2, which is Rainmaker Crableg.
Rainmaker Crableg. I was talking to a friend recently, actually, about Rainmaker Crableg. I don't think I like it as much as other Rainmaker maps, because, it feels like it's pretty stally on the right checkpoint. And it feels like I feel like the left checkpoint's a lot harder to. It's easy if you get it to just get into base and get a bunch of points, if that makes sense.
I agree. There's definitely a very wrong balancing act between weighing your options when it comes to going left or right. As you said, right can be very stally. It's pretty hard to get past, but also left is risky as well because of that elevated ground. Like I pointed out in Hagglefish, they can pretty successfully collapse down on a push. But if you play your cards right, it is a very strong point to move forward from if you get that first initial push and you're able to keep the enemy team back. So I'm interested to see some decision making going on between these teams and what they think is the best option.
Gotcha. Sorry, I had a brain fart. Someone explain what's going on. There were some technical issues behind the scenes, and which rewarded Project R.A.T Game 1. That is all I can say. Well, that's all I really know, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. Thank you, Project R.A.T. Really appreciate that. Thank you for the in-depth explanation in chat. Very cool. Very helpful.
So yeah, we're just waiting on those difficulties to get sorted out and just talking about maps and different points of interest as well, like weapon comps we'd like to see, you know, the usual.
I wanted to talk about Hagglefish real quick, since because you were on about it, but we didn't really get a chance to. It reminds me a lot of how Shipshape is. Where I apologize for the brain farts. I'm trying really hard right now. Those checkpoints, like the one by by the left tent, if you get past that checkpoint, you basically steamroll to the end there, it feels like. Although there is one more checkpoint in between, but it feels pretty easy once you get past that second checkpoint. I believe there's 3 checkpoints in a goal, right? There's the first one on the far side in alley, and then there's one by the tent, and then there's one right by the goal, and then it hits the goal. I think.
My brain is blanking, my bad. I'm just gonna say you sound right. Yeah, I'm just gonna
I sound right?
Blind confidence, yeah, why not? Alright. And it looks like we are going to load in pretty quickly and get that game finally started. Apologies for all the difficulties, everyone. And it looks like we have our second, technically, game. We Win versus Project R.A.T.
Alright, let's see our weapons. Pretty average picks here. We got a pencil on both teams. We still got the carbon on the side of We Win.
That stamp does take out the carbon pretty quickly, though, as We Win goes 2 down pretty quickly. Project R.A.T is going left, like I mentioned earlier. Very interesting to see. However, the stamper goes down, and they don't really have a strong enough hold on that upper area to make a full-blown push in yet. They are backing up a little bit, trying to keep a strong hold on mid, as that gal drops down and gets punished for it.
Oh my gosh, Damper sneaks in and just jumps the Rainmaker into plat.
That shot does seem to be trying to follow up with it.
Looks like right now they're just trying to let the Rainmaker reset. Oh, nope, they ended up picking it up.
And it does look like We Win goes 2 down again as that Stamper squid rolls back up there. They do seem to be doing that very often, making at least a little bit of progress. Project R.A.T is their sniper raider is taking the top right, which is a very strong position for their sniper raider right now, and that squeezer is trying to maybe do something against that. They're hunkering down though. They are not backing up. Oh, they backed up. Never mind.
Back up a bit. We see the Zuka come out here to try to get some picks. Unfortunately, didn't quite get any. It looks like We Win is playing a little bit more passively than we were expecting. Two aggressive teams isn't quite what we have here. We have a very aggressive team and a very defensive team. Really, We Win here needs to just set up to take control of mid. Being able to... Ooh, and then We Win goes 3 down. R.A.T pushing in on the right once again. Trying to get a few more points here.
That gal
Sorry.
does, however, put an end to that one push. No worries. As Project R.A.T goes 2 down, and that Carbon is trying to keep that Rainmaker from scoring any more points, and they are successful in that endeavor. Dropping back down to their plat and trying to shark a little bit on the left, but also trying to take attention at the same time.
Absolutely. We Win here trying to get the Rainmaker out of base so they can hopefully try to get a push going, is what it looks like. They do end up going down, unfortunately, right as they drop. So it gives Project R.A.T another chance to get the picks they need to make another push. Seeing the 2 walls in mid there gave me a bit of whiplash. Did you see that? It caught me off guard, and then I realized there's a gal and a squeezer. I was like, whoa. That is a clever play, though, which gives the enemy team just a little hallway if they want to push forward past the shield. That was a smart play there on the side of We Win.
And it looks like there is a fight for mid right now as We Win goes 2 down. Project R.A.T does have their bubble ready, and maybe they're going to use that to make a push right here. And they do, trying to make it a little bit safer for that Rainmaker to push up as the Stamper and the Junior team up to maybe get a few picks. However, Project R.A.T does go 3 down by the hands of We Win. That Zuka does go down as well. We Win is making a strong push into mid.
Yeah, with the wipe that they got, they have the opportunity to get as much control as mid as possible. While the Rainmaker resets, it looks like that's what they are trying to do with both teams 1 down. It looks like the pencils on both sides, they're just trying to, like, play carefully. Oh! We Win gets the first checkpoint. The left checkpoint, too. Looks like they're both going for the risky checkpoint. Let's see if they're able to get it on plat. They're all kind of clumped up. The pencil does go down. 10 seconds left remaining. Can We Win get just the points they need? Ooh, they're just about to pick up the Rainmaker, but the Zuka comes out and just stops that push from even happening before it begun. And that game goes to Project R.A.T.
Very
So much
interesting
happening
place
during
from
that game.
both sides. I agree.
Yeah.
It didn't follow our expectations fully, like you pointed out earlier. There was a fist bump. But like you said, one team tended to be a little bit more defensive at the beginning. We Win was definitely focusing more on defense at the beginning because of Project R.A.T's strong push. However, they did make a comeback, and they were being quite aggressive at the end there, just barely not being able to take enough points because of that Zuka meta. However, very important performances from both teams. This, however, could be the end of the set coming up, depending on how Project R.A.T and We Win perform.
Real quick, before we hop into Tower Control Hagglefish Market, I just want to let everybody here know in chat that Splatoon 3 will be at MomoCon in Atlanta, Georgia, happening May 24th through May 26th. Enjoy the competition, then explore the largest anime convention in the Southeast U.S. panels for anime, games, comics, and more. Huge vendor and artist alley, overnight cabinet arcade access, and a $1,000 pot bonus. Sign up for Splatoon at startgg/tournament/momocon and buy con passes at www.momocon.com. We hope to see you there. You wanna know what else is soon? Low Tide City is just a couple weeks before that down in Round Rock, Texas. One of the biggest Splatoon LAN, I believe right now we're at the signups where this is going to be the biggest Splatoon 3 LAN ever. And you can sign up and check it out. If you're gonna be able to, if you wanna come by, it'll be a great time. If you wanna spectate, if you wanna compete, you have a little bit more time to, I think it's the end of the month you have to get a competitor, to get your team set up. And that is also on StartGG/tournament/LTC 2024. Go check that out. I myself will be there, and I know a lot of other people. I think some of the TOs might be there. It's gonna be exciting. I can't wait. Check out MomoCon, check out LTC. This game really thrives when we can all get together and enjoy it in person. And with that, let's hop into Tower Hagglefish.
Tower Hagglefish.
We got a ZNF on the side of Project R.A.T this time. No cooler, interestingly enough. They put away the pencil and didn't pull out an end zap. Project R.A.T thinking they don't need cooler here, it feels like. And we've got a slosher on the side of We Win. Let's see here. A bomb comes out on the left here. Did you see that bomb? I caught it last second. Trying to get some picks over here. It's the beginning of a tower control map. You try to get as many picks as you can before you hop on that tower. The Carbon pushes in, gets a pick, but is unfortunately taken down by the Junior. Retro, how do you feel about a non-cooler comp right now?
A non-cooler comp is definitely a little bit of a power play. They have a lot of confidence in their ability to come back very strong and very quick, which is going to be interesting to see if they can actually live up to that expectation. As We Win takes a very strong first push as well, with that Zuka coming out. Project R.A.T does end up pressuring that 10.
Oh my gosh,
that
3 down.
Second check, my bad. 3 down, yeah. That Stamper is very, very aggressive right now. Pushing up onto their plat, trying to get a few picks and trying to distract, as that Zuka also comes out and gets a pick on the Carbon. They are both 1 down. It is a pretty even playing field right now as Project R.A.T tries to get a good push and combat We Win's first initial push.
Absolutely. Project R.A.T, even without cooler, is doing a great job pushing these checkpoints like we were talking about. I wanted to say, I love seeing coolerless because, you know, I feel like it just reminds me of Ink Armor 2. It's used a lot. Obviously, there's a reason it's used, but the confidence to not go cooler, especially on this match where if they win, they take winners finals. The confidence on the side of Project R.A.T is insane. I can't wait to see where they take it. They do end up taking the lead by 5 points, and We Win is now pushing in to see if they can take any points off the board. Retro.
And it does look like that Zuka comes out trying to stop We Win's push as well as the strikes, which is really what I was expecting to see. They want to stop We Win from taking that last 30-second push, like last time with the Zuka. That pencil is taking up a lot of space on Tent, trying to paint them, their Carbon into mid and maybe get a good push back in and get some picks off. That Stamper does try to flank but ends up getting punished for it as Project R.A.T goes 2 down, giving We Win an opportunity to push in yet again.
They also do have cooler, so if they do go down, they're back in. So they have a pretty decent push here. They just need to play a little bit carefully. Go for those easy picks. Don't try to go for anything too reckless so they can make it to this next checkpoint and try to start breaking through it so they can take the lead once again. Which it looks like they're about to. Oh, they go 2 down! The Slosher gets 2 on the side of Project R.A.T. Do they get the Sniper here? Do they get the ZNF? They end up taking the lead, and they trade with the Charger here. They take the lead by 1 point. And the tower's going back to mid as it looks like Project R.A.T's going to get another crack at pushing past the checkpoint here. Retro, that was an amazing stop by the play by the Slosher there, getting 3 before going down. able to get them 1 point in the lead.
I agree. It was a very strong play from that slosher. However, they did go down, and there were a lot of losses on both sides. Project R.A.T goes 2 down. We Win goes 1 down. That junior left pretty much alone on the right. They are getting fairly pressured, but they are standing their ground. They have bubble yet again, and they might be prepared to make another push if they can get a few picks off of We Win.
I will say both teams have made it to the checkpoint that I was talking about, that like kind of stalled out middle checkpoint that like once you get past it, it's kind of it's almost curtains. Of course, there's always a chance that it's not, obviously. But like once you get past that second checkpoint, it's pretty easy just to hold on to plat and keep them locked out. R.A.T has 3 on tower right now. 3 end up going down, leaving just the junior to have to back up, giving We Win another chance to once again push. It's this back and forth. It looks like we're playing ping pong. This is Splatoon, not ping pong. What's happening? The tower's balancing back and forth like a ball. Looks like the junior's trying to go in with a little sneaky flank. Giving Project R.A.T one last chance to really sneak in. It's just the Charger here by themselves. They're coming in, and We Win takes game 3. We're now 2-1 in favor of Project R.A.T.
Very interesting plays at the end, specifically there. We Win was just able to get those picks off and leave the Charger pretty much defenseless on their own on the tower. Those jumps just couldn't come in time, and We Win made sure of that. They're not down and out yet.
Absolutely, absolutely. Barnacle and Dime splat zones. When I think of Barnacle and Dime, my first thought is you need to get your stack, and then you need to take the enemy team's stack. Barnacle and Dime is a very, very heavy lockout map, and the best way to get the enemy team in a lockout, take your stack, take zone, take their stack, take their plat. It's literally, the process is simple. It is easier said than done, because, there's 4 other people trying to stop you from doing that. But if you could just get a good chokehold here, it should be a pretty easy sweep for either team, I would say here, Retro. What do you think?
I agree. And there is one specific spot where you should not go on Barnacle. Do you know what that is?
Sorry, one more time?
There is a specific spot on Barnacles where you should not drop. Do you know where that is?
No.
It is the pit, specifically because it will be a very uphill battle if you try and drop in there, because if the enemy team is trying to lock you out, they have control of your stack. They have control of a lot of area surrounding, and you're just at a natural disadvantage. You have that one snipe there, but it doesn't really do much for pushing back in. What you really should be doing in this map, which makes it a lot harder to push back in, is you have really one way that you can go, and that's to the right, and then try to take back your plat with those specials, or your stack with those specials, my bad. And then try to make your way back into the zone. It's a very, it's a process. It's like a flow map, essentially. You start here, you go there, you go there, you go there. It's definitely a lot more, it takes a lot more to get a push back in than with other maps, and that's what makes it so unique. And it looks like we are going into our game 4.
Game 4. Woo! Let's see what we got for comps. It looks like the pencil does come back out. It looks like Project R.A.T. It's like, okay, we want cooler now. We want to be able to take advantage of this. I believe We Win has the same comp. My apologies. We Win has the same comp as last time. I believe something. No, was that Slosher there before? I think it was. Forgive me.
The Slosher was there.
Yes, I'm looking. Yes, and the Slosher was there. So it's the same comp. Project R.A.T takes the zone first, but We Win is able to get in and start putting points down. We're about to see a pretty back and forth game, I think, here, Retro, where the zone is going to be flashing like a dance floor.
I agree, and those picks like Bucket and Carbon are very good at pressuring that one elevated snipe that is really strong for Pencil specifically, which both teams have, and it's going to be pretty hard for them to stay alive if those Buckets and Carbons are like constantly pressuring their snipes and where they can actually perch. However, Project R.A.T does manage to take control of zone, and they are taking their stack and pushing We Win back pretty far. Not pushing too far though, as that Zuka does come out and tries to get a few picks off of them. However, to no avail.
Another Zuka comes out from the side of We Win, and they're able to get one down, giving them a chance to take back their stack. R.A.T has a pretty good lead here. They take the zone back, but We Win takes the zone back last second here. It looks like R.A.T is, we've got the shot on this side, trying to set up a Zuka. Ooh, but there's another Zuka over here, and they're trying to... We're seeing a lot of Zuka fights here, Retro. Lots of Zuka fights.
Zuka is pretty strong for taking back that flat and that stack.
Oh, absolutely.
And it looks like Project R.A.T is able to pressure that Carbon out of their positioning and maybe take back their stack, which will give them a lot more opportunity to get back in the zone, which they did. Oh. But however, the Carbon Zuka comes out as well to pressure that that stack. The bubble was out, however, and there's another Zuka taking one down.
One after the other, Retro.
This zone is flipping back and forth.
Yeah, the zone's flipping back and forth, like I was saying, yeah. Both teams very close to keeping or taking the lead. All they have to do is break through penalty here. The strikes come out pretty good for taking stack. See that? They took stack. They were able to take stack. Well, they almost took stack back with it. And they were able to put some pressure on the zone. There it is. There's back and forth. Project R.A.T does break penalty here, but does go down. They are keeping a lot of good pressure on We Win right now, and they're back down to taking down points since they broke penalty. We Win is going to have to pull out the big guns to stop this. And
they did neutralize it right at the end. However, Project R.A.T did end up taking that and breaking through their penalty very quickly. And it looks like Project R.A.T does take winners finals.
Congratulations to Project R.A.T and good job, We Win, for the amazing game. That Hagglefish game, you did show that you weren't to be trifled with, and that was an amazing show by you guys. That's it for winners finals. We are...
And that was our last set that we'll be commentating.
Absolutely. Once again, go to StartGG, check out check out Lowtide City 2024, check out MomoCon. Lands, I haven't gone to one myself yet, but I've been told by lots of friends, it's a great way to meet people. You love Splatoon 3, that's why you're here watching this stream right now. Wouldn't it be so awesome to just see it in person? Look. Me and Retro, where can the people find you?
The people can find me on Twitter at RetroTheGhost, except all the O's are zeros.
Mm-hmm.
And where can they find you, Slat?
I am also on Twitter, at Slatica1, the number 1. I also stream on Twitch, and I have a YouTube channel. Just same thing, just look up Slatica on Twitch or YouTube. And with that, we are going to be going to Losers Finals after this break. But that is our last set. Thank you so much for having us. And we will be seeing you for... we won't be seeing you. Enjoy Losers Finals. Have a good night. Bye-bye!
Find you. I'm used to waiting. Are you? Would you be waiting there too?
Good evening and welcome back to Neon Wail 6 by SAC. We are picking up right where Retro and Slat left off, bringing you some losers finals action. My name is Sofa King, captain of the Whip Rays, and guys, it's been a hot minute since I've done commentary, but I couldn't ask for a better D-Ruster than this terrific tournament tonight. How about you, Pinky?
That was an all-time intro, honestly. Like you just said, you haven't been commentating a while. I can't tell. That was a game time, all-time, showtime intro, right there. That's gonna go on in the books. But yeah, we have losers finals here. We have We Win versus 4Paulo. In losers finals, both these teams are fighting to have the chance at a run back over Project R.A.T, sitting in grands, who knocked both of these teams down into the losers bracket. So we have, a curious top 3 scenario right here, but yeah, it's going to be We Win versus 4Paulo here.
That is some exciting storylines that we've got set up for the podium of this Neon Wail, right? We're down to the final 3. This is exciting. We've got our best of 5 losers final set to determine who will be going home, notching 3rd place, who will be heading towards Project R.A.T for a rematch. But who do you like here in the early going, right? We've got Tower Control Haggle to start, but we have seen both of these teams on stream already today. What kind of things should these folks be looking out for when they're doing battle here in Losers Finals?
I mean, on Tower Control Haggle, the big thing you have to watch out for is going to be that second checkpoint. That is pretty much that make or break where games are going to be won and lost. And if memory serves, I believe We Win actually just won on TC Haggle versus Project R.A.T in winners finals. So it seems like We Win is feeling pretty comfortable in that map mode. 4Paulo is going to have their work cut out for them, but 4Paulo has just won 4 straight games in the losers bracket. So they have a good amount of momentum going into the set. So it really could be a toss-up for this one.
We love that losers bracket run, right? Maybe getting bumped early by a team that's looking like they're in a good position in grands, but 4Paulo didn't let it shake them. They've been making a run, like you said, with 4 straight wins. But I mean, it looks like We Win is really comfy on that tower haggle. We saw some great defense out of them, some great space control, and they were able to tear up Wug's bubble every time it was plopped down to get that nice push. Now, granted, they ended up dropping the set 1-3, but that was a strong point for them, and you got to think that's an advantage for them to start this set with that game.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to come down to, We Win, seems to have a bit more of a sturdy plan on, that map mode, but 4Paulo has the momentum going into the set. And in a set like Losers Finals, Game 1 can be critical, especially looking at, the other maps we have in this map list here. Game 1 is definitely going to be a good way to set the tone for this set as, we devolve into, some more awkward territory, I guess, with stuff like Zones Barnacle and Rainmaker Humpback.
For sure. Yeah, awkward is definitely one way to put it. Zones Barnacle can be kind of funky, right? And I mean, you talk about the order of the map modes and how the pace of the set overall is probably going to play out, right? Hagglefish Tower is a grind, but then Zones Barnacle, we switched to something where you get staggered once, the game could be over. So who do you think that's going to benefit? Do you think that the team that wins game 1 is going to be able to ride that to a 2-0 lead, or do you think Barnacle and Dime can give us a bit of a wild card once we get to that game 2?
I think it might be a wild card, honestly. I feel like the team that wins game 1 is going to be strong in game 3, and the team that wins game 2 is going to be strong in game 4, and then game 5 on TC Inkblot. It's good for everyone. It's a complete toss-up. It's about the most neutral ground you can ask for in the entire game. So it's going to come down to pretty much pure skill. But I don't know. It's interesting that you point out that, yeah, I feel like the skills you win to win game 1 and game 3 are pretty similar, because it is a grind of a map, sort of. It's built on very small incremental bits of pressure you put on that eventually reaches the boiling point. So it sounds like we had some issues with the setup here. So 4Paulo is actually going to take game 1 pretty quickly there, I guess. So in record time. But I guess that means that we have to speculate no longer about the rest of the maps in this set here. We're going to go right into game 2. On the aforementioned awkward Zones Barnacle.
Yeah, it looks as though this may not even have been record time. This may have been a rules violation or some issue of that, yeah, like a time or sub thing of some sort. Either way, we were talking so much about how tower control Hagglefish might be a strong point for We Win. Well, not anymore, not if they don't get to play it. So we're going to advance to game 2 with one of We Win's stronger map modes of the night, at least, being an automatic L for them. We are going to go straight to that Zones Barnacle game for game 2. And I mean, we were talking about how this one can be fast. Talk about being down 0-1 due to situations outside of your control, and then maybe that's an 0-2 very quickly. I just hope that we can get to that game 5 where we've got the tower control Inkblot, final destination, no items, Fox only. But hopefully we'll be getting you all into game 2 here real shortly.
Yeah, hopefully. And it's worth noting that, you know, I talked a little bit about We Win in winners finals versus Project R.A.T. Project R.A.T won Zones Barnacle against them in game 4, so maybe Zones Barnacle is a map mode that We Win kind of struggles against, or it might just be that Project R.A.T is that ahead of the curve in this tournament. I mean, they are sitting pretty in Grants right now. I think they've only dropped 1 game so far, so I don't know. It could be something interesting for sure.
It certainly looks like they are locked in tonight, and I know that neither of these teams are terrifically excited probably about getting the rematch, considering how those previous sets went. However, I mean, you know, with Zones Barnacle, you've got, I don't know how many of the folks we have who are still here from that set, hopefully all of you, but Wug's Bubble was able to just lock down territory so effectively on that map, and a map that favors these short-range weapons. Brock, on the other hand, was doing some work with the Carbon, so we've seen some success on these pushes from both sides of these teams. It's all about who can finish, though, right? And I'm excited to see who's going to be able to finish. But I mean, we're just going to have to feel it out, you know?
We're just going to have to feel it out, yeah. I mean, it's kind of hard to get a read on how these teams are going to play, but no longer do we have to speculate. Let's get right into it. Game 2 here between We Win and 4Paulo.
All right, so I'm seeing Pencil, I'm seeing Brock back on that Carbon, and it looks as though we do have We Win in the blue, 4Paulo in the yellow. What do you like about these opening comps?
Well, I'm noticing pencil shot on both sides because, you know, some things never change. But 96 Deco on Splat Zones is definitely an interesting pick. I feel like, you know, it's pretty consensus that Kraken is not the strongest on zones. But regardless, it's going to be 4Paulo still wanting to have that Kraken pressure.
Yeah, I like it. It's interesting. We're going to see how it works. Obviously, the Kraken wasn't made worse in any mode outside of Clams, but ZZZ is able to get one, flipping numbers back towards Paulo. The strikes do come out, but the bucket will go down mid-strikes, and zone control will flip for the time to all yellow.
Yeah, I think the Zukas on either side are going to be so instrumental at, you know, removing the backline pieces like the pencils on both teams, and especially the very mid-range comp that Paulo has that wants to sort of play at a distance. I feel like We Win can definitely break the door open, especially as Brock is going to get that pick on the pencil. Is going to go down to the shop, though, in that little cubby area. So 4Paulo still has some pressure on the zone, but We Win starting to pull away a little bit here, almost through with that penalty, and then they're going to really start putting points on the board.
Yeah, you see they're even fighting for their snipe right now, and the pencil will go down on the perch there, so they've got to expend a lot of resources just to try and not let this go super down. You see all 3 specials for 4Paulo coming out. What kind of value can they get out of this? Harshy being forced off snipe, Brock will go down off screen, the zone will flip. Seems like it was worth it.
Yeah, it seems like it's worth it for now, but now here comes the Zuka from We Win, trying to get something in response. The 96 is going to go down, but now young Moko over here, chilling on this right-hand side, is going to be forced to back up, though, right into the strikes, and going to get taken down. That's going to be the cap back in favor of 4Paulo, and 2 are going to go down on the side of them. We Win trying to hold on to their control. A lot of these jumps are coming in far back, but We Win starting to go down a little bit. That aggression might be biting them in the butt.
Yeah, you're going to see Harshy trying to hold a really aggressive position here. Going to back up to snipe. You see a jump out from We Win. Now, they really want to sustain here, and they really need one fight win to tick these points down super, super far. What do you want to see them do to make that happen?
I mean, I want to see all that special coordination. What I don't want to see is 2 of them going down immediately. That Kraken putting on beautiful pressure. Brock, though, here with the rebound, is going to get the pick onto the Stamper and is trying to stay alive on the sniper, close to Izuka, and that would be a huge pick for them. But Brock is going to go down instead to the 96 gal Hell Metal, being so incredibly strong on this offensive for 4Paulo here. And now they're out of their penalty. They're scoring points, and they're closing in the lead.
Yeah, this is exciting. You see Hell Metal starting to cook, canceling that Zuka, trying to pinch another one to the court, and they do get the collapse for 3 down. If they can cap this zone, those points are going to get real low.
And that Zuka is going to go down to the Zipcaster as well. 4Palo is getting so much value out of their specials here. And We Win is really fighting to get back into their area of the map. A complete role reversal of what we saw earlier. And now, with just 20 points to go, Hellmetal is going to force a jump out with their Kraken. Zuka is going to come back, but We Win is nowhere even close to the zone. It is now or never for them. They are just scrambling, trying to get back onto their blocks, but 4Palo has all the control right now. 3 down, and that looks like it's going to be a knockout here for game 2.
You see young Mocha sweep in through the right and drank up We Win to get that dub. And with the opening loss due to who knows what was going on behind the scenes, 4Palo is going to take a commanding 2-0 lead, and it seems like this set has just started.
Yeah, I mean, it might be over before it even begins, but I would not count out We Win just yet. I mean, anything could really happen in this kind of tournament. We could easily see a reverse sweep here. But 4Palo came out swinging there, you know, especially after being down for a pretty significant part of the game. Once they got control back in their hands, you know, even as far as 89 points, I believe, they did not relinquish it a single time, all the way down to that knockout.
I think these two comps, right, their success is going to hinge entirely upon their Sharkers, right? You've got Brock on one side with the Carbon, you've got Mocha on the other side with the Sword. Whichever one of those two is able to work those off angles and take advantage, get a lot of value out of slaying, that's going to be the team who we're going to see having a lot of success here. Now, which comp do you like better on Clamblitz Scorch, and do we see any changes?
That's a good question. I feel like the mid-liney, you know, playstyle that 4Palo has been running, or ran in that last game, is going to be really solid on Clam Scorch. I'm interested to see how Brock on that Carbon Roller, if they choose to stay on it, will look on this map, because it's helpful around the mid areas, but once you push in, it can be kind of awkward, because you really have to rely on your teammates to paint ahead for you. And on a mode like Scorch Clams, it's not something that generally happens all too much, because so much of this game is just prioritized around getting that basket open and trying to score as many points as possible. So, I don't know, it might be kind of awkward for We Win on this map. I feel like 4Palo definitely has, you know, momentum on their side and definitely has a stronger comp on this map.
I agree. I think that that's what we're going to see. We could even see the Carbon switch to something else. I'm not sure, but I mean, either way, it's going to know, Brock's going to know their happy spots with Carbon on this map. It's just a matter of, like you said, can the rest of the team enable them to continue to go when they have to go outside of those happy spots? But I mean, Clamblitz on Scorch, what does a good push here look like? Are you looking for 2 balls? Are you trying to hold off until you can get it down to the 50s or the 40s? What's the anatomy of a winning push here?
I really feel like it just depends on just the game state, because some games it's 100-100 with 1 minute left on the clock and it's just the next score is going to win it. But sometimes you see pushes that go pretty far down into like the 40s or the 30s. So it's honestly going to depend from team to team, from game to game, but let's just get right into it instead of speculating. Game 3, potentially match point here for 4Palo.
You do see the Crab coming out with the dualies for We Win. 4Palo will maintain that 96 as well as the Sword, Pencil, etc. Not too many changes, but the Crab on the side of We Win is an interesting change.
Yeah, swapping out that bucket for the dualies, not in favor. I guess I just don't like the strikes on this map. Having Crab as another re-entry tool on top of the double Zuka could be really nice here for 4Palo, but not if they get their pencil taken out. 4Palo so incredibly strong in the start already, and We Win already on the back foot, but that Zuka is going to find a pick on the enemy pencil here, and that's going to be exactly what Cello wants. And now We Win trying to just dance around the Zipcaster is going to get the pick onto it, and are finally starting to make their way back into mid.
You see the Crab helping to push with 4Palo 1 down, trying to take advantage of this scenario. Another one goes down. That ball is going to get pincered as long as this fight against the Sword can be won. But no, Mocha is going to defend here, going into fight against Fishy. That's traded out, but there's still a lot of blue on this map.
Yeah, I mean, this is painted all in We Win's color. They converted that small advantage big time here. Now Harshy is going to drop that cooler, going to start to collect some clams here for We Win. Another crack is going to come out courtesy of Hellmetal. He's going to find one, is going to try and find another. 2 are down on the side of We Win, and 4Palo already making their charge to the enemy side. Harshy trying to hold on to the defense, but they're going to go down to Hellmetal on the 96, and that's going to be an early score here for 4Palo, and they have so many clams at the ready. Another power clam is going to make it in.
A really nice start for Paolo, and we were talking about what does a good push look like. I think like that, right? You've got it below 60, so the opposing team can't just toss in 2 balls and take the lead. However, the pencil is forced to jump out. Fishy's going to be taking an aggressive spot, trying to poke in on the opposing ramp. The next pick here will be crucial.
Absolutely. The next pick is going to go in favor of 4Paulo here. 2 are down on the side of We Win, but 3 go down on the side of 4Paulo as soon as I say it. And it's just going to be Young Mocha left alive. Fishy's going to be behind him. Cello swimming behind as well as they're making it close to the enemy basket. A trade is going to happen, and that's going to be a lot of map control for We Win, but not a lot of clams in their favor. Pencil's going to be forced to grab the pity and jump under the basket, but Harshy's going to be able to do just that. I don't think We Win can convert this into a lead, though. Fishy's going to be forced to retreat, and there's no real way for Brock to get into the basket, so it might just be a one-and-done push here for We Win.
Yeah, that's kind of what we were talking about beforehand. If your dualies, if your main fighting dude up at the front is going to get pushed out, that's effectively pushing out your carbon too, because it can't just feed and slide in there. But we do have a Zuka coming in. We've got Harshy coming out with the juice. However, a Kraken for the side of 4Paulo. They do have their sword down, though. The Kraken trying to equalize and trade out. Another pick does go down for We Win on the bottom of your screen there. Fishy's trying to mix. I don't know how that pencil didn't die to that bomb on the crab. But either way, super back and forth here as neutral struggling to be broken on either side.
Absolutely, and I think I have to mention, I love Hellmetal's use of Kraken. You know, we did just see Kraken Cheese get nerfed in the most recent patch, but Hellmetal's been using it as a great way to sort of rip open We Win from the strong defensive positions that there are on this map, and that's been serving as a great way for 4Paulo to enter in with their strong main weapons in these really good team fights that they've been winning for the most part. But now, a minute 45 remain in this game, potentially in the set. We Win starting to stack up a few clams here in their arsenal, and the pencil and the gal are going to go down on the side of 4Paulo. Brock is going to swim forward, is starting to put pressure on this ledge here, waiting for the teammates to come in with the follow-through. Mocha is going to trade out, though, right next to the basket. This could be catastrophic for 4Paulo here, but they just have to make it to that basket. But here it's so tricky. Carbon going to be taken down by the pencil. Harshy going to be taken down by Young Mocha as well, and it looks like the push from We Win is going to be stalled right at the finish line.
Not once, but twice now, we've noticed a terrific Carbon player in Brock get stopped by the map. So we're wondering if maybe that was the right pick. The Crab trying to make something happen in mid here, as Hellmetal will be forced to scamper away. Fishy trying to pick that. Oh, unable. The Zuka trying to find something as well. We're back to neutral with 1 minute to go. What's We Win's game plan to keep this set alive?
I mean, they have to make a power claim and quick. They don't have a pity claim to fall back on, and their players are starting to go down. Only one power claim kept in between, or only one claim between all 4 of the members on the side of We Win, and they're just being locked onto their plat right now by all of 4Paulo. 4Paulo knows that they don't have to score. They shouldn't even score. They just have to keep applying this pressure on the map, and now 4Paulo has the power claim to deny in overtime if it gets to that point. Fish are going to be popping a crab, trying to find something, but the shot is the only, active player left, and they're going to be forced to retreat here. 4Paulo might just be getting a clean 3-0 sweep because We Win, with 20 seconds to go, still does not have a power clam.
That is pretty spicy. They only even have 7 clams net, so they do need to find one more and then combine. Cello's going to be trying to hunt for some. Can see a little pocket of clams down there. 2 will go down, keeping the numbers at 3-3. A great snipe from ZZZ to put some Z's on We Win, almost certainly, as the zips coming in. 2 will go down for We Win. The Kraken is going to sweep in and camp this jump. Their ball is stuck in their own goal. Will go down. Hellmetal setting up here to get a pick, trying to find Fishy. Can't, but I don't think Fishy has time to get over to the other zone, and that is the set for 4Paulo. A clean sweep, even though we only saw 2 of the 3 games.
Even without that, 4Paulo was so incredibly dominant on the set. I mean, from start to finish, before the set even really got to start, it just felt like 4Paulo had the leg up, and they proved it with 2 very strong games on 2 very different maps, and they are going to earn a well-deserved rematch against the team that sent them to losers in the grand finals.
How exciting is this, gang? We got to see 4Paulo come out, and I mean, can we just talk about Clamblitz, seeing the Kraken special on Clamblitz and not internally cringing anytime it's popped, right? Like, Hellmetal is using Kraken to take space effectively, set up with the wall, get a key pick, and then just sustain. And that is what Kraken has always been about. aside from the cheese that it's occasionally been used for. So I just want to give Hellmetal big praise for, in both games that we saw, using Kraken in a very smart way.
Absolutely, yeah. Hellmetal's been very resourceful with a special that, you know, a lot of people thought would be kind of stranded without a place to belong, without, you know, that core centralizing aspect of Kraken cheese, but Hellmetal's saying no, it's definitely capable when used in the right hands, and clearly Hellmetal's hands were the right ones in the case of this set. So for Paulo, going to extend it to a 6 or 7 game winning streak in the losers bracket, depending on how you want to look at it. And obviously that's a good amount of momentum to go into the grand finals, wouldn't you say?
Oh, insane momentum, but you gotta think their hearts are beating a little bit, because the last time these two teams met in round 2 winners semifinals, it was not close, gang. Project R.A.T was able to notch a 3-0 victory over Fort Paulo. That was on stream here earlier in the evening, but we'll see if things are gonna be different the second time around. I'm excited to see. Don't go anywhere, folks. We will be right back very soon with Grand Finals of Neon Wail 6.
Going everyone, welcome back to Neon Wail number 6, produced by SAC. My name is Broken Picky. I am joined here by the wonderful Sofa King, and we are back in a run back of a grand finals here. It's going to be Project R.A.T versus 4Paulo.
I am excited, gang. You know what everybody says about bracket resets, about refacing a team for the second time in double elim. It is tough to beat the same team twice in the same tournament. However, the first time that this matchup was seen a little while ago in winter semis, about an hour and a half or so ago, Project R.A.T took a decisive 3-0 victory on Zones Mako, Clamblitz, Scorch Gorge, Rainmaker, Undertow. This time, though, we're kicking things off with Zones on Shipshape. I'm excited to see, every time I watch WUG and Project R.A.T, it is a clinic on how to use Bubble and how to play extremely effective support in the modern Splat 3 meta. What do you think we're going to see out of these teams for Splat Zones on Shipshape?
I mean, I feel like you kind of said it. I feel like we're going to be seeing WUG on the Bubble. I think you kind of hit the nail on the head. But yeah, 4Paulo, just to give a recap, after, Project R.A.T got that 3 over 4Paulo, 4Paulo has not dropped a game since. So they are riding in with a ton of momentum. Meanwhile, it's been a hot minute since Project R.A.T played. About like 30 minutes, I want to say, since they last played a competitive set. But let's just get right into it. Let's take a look at these comps here. I'm predicting to see some Junior out of WUG, and there we go, as well as the shot, pencil, and order slosher. And we're going to be seeing more of those mid lines coming out from 4Paulo.
Oh boy, yeah, the Kraken Sword combo returns. A lot of good chip and long range pressure as we get things started here. And of course, the strikes for Project R.A.T to try and get that zone flipped quickly. Project R.A.T the first out into mid, but the bucket is working those ledges. Liam looking for something. Who's the X factor that you're looking out for in this game?
I mean, I wouldn't say it's anyone specific. I'm just looking at the differences in the comp, and Hellmetal is certainly one of them, getting an early pick with that Kraken as well, and is going to be patrolling this top left area. 2 are going to go down inside the zone on the side of Project R.A.T, and 4Paulo trying to get this cap here, but WUG, ever present with the paint and with the bubble, is going to solve things just a little bit. Finally, it's going to go in favor of 4Paulo, but Liam on the sword is going to be going down on the side of 4Paulo, so Project R.A.T still has, absolutely contestment, especially if Tomoko is going to be getting that pick with the Zuka.
Very nice Zuka play early on as a forced jump out from 4Paulo is going to give early control. However, Liam dropping down, getting one. Can they get the pencil cleanly? Is dancing, dodging around this side of mid, and will go down. Project R.A.T now has a 3-2 numbers advantage despite this Kraken, which is getting a little pinched. Another one goes down for 4Paulo, and if they don't win their next fight, this is going to get out of control very quickly.
Yeah, Hellmetal almost swapped spawns here with Project R.A.T, but Project R.A.T still scoring points on the zone. Finally, Hellmetal is going to be here with the contestation here, but not if WUG has anything to say about it. Going to be dropping down from the heavens and is going to be getting a trade there, continuing the control of Project R.A.T here down into the 30s. They could not find the pick with that. Zuka is trying to find another. Is not going to be able to. And 4Paulo kind of thoroughly locked out here with just 30 points left to go on the zone timer.
Yeah, this is a pretty dominant start ink-wise. However, the shot will go down for Project R.A.T, giving 4Paulo an opening. You're going to have to Hail Mary this zone sometime soon. The bucket does go down as well. The Kraken trying to set up in a good spot, forcing the jump out from WUG as well. And now you can let that timer tick down a little bit, try and get a Lottery Zuka going. What does 4Paulo have to do to sustain here?
I mean, they have to be winning these team fights. It's going to be coming down to a lot of these main weapons and how they can deal with the Zuka that Project R.A.T is currently holding on to. Tomoko is going to let it rip here, trying to find a pick, is not going to be able to do so yet, and now 4Paulo just has to start winning these fights. They have really strong main weapons, and 2 are going to go down instantly. 3 down on the side of Project R.A.T, and 4Paulo is going to be turning a bad situation right on its head here with just about 20 points left until they get to that lead. This is easily in territory for them.
I love how stally both of these comps are in terms of how they can sustain even when they're down in numbers. As you see the Zip getting a crucial clean pick on the pencil, looking for a dub, will get the lead, trying to get this down to the knockout. 2 will go down for Project R.A.T, desperately trying to hold on to this zone, but Tomoko able to flip it back.
Tomoko played so huge there in such a scary scenario against Liam on that sword, but it's going to be exactly what Project R.A.T is going to need to flip the zone in their favor. And now Tomoko trying to find another pick with the Zuka, but it's going to go down to the end lag there. But it's just trades happening left, right, and centered all parts of this map. The zone is still going to be in favor of Project R.A.T. They're starting to get close and breaking that penalty, but as I say, it's 4Paulo going to get the zone back in their favor, and Liam chilling over here with that Stamper, has the Zipcaster at the ready, and Hellmetal being a nuisance with the Kraken as always, and Project R.A.T. are going to go 2 down.
3 down now after that terrific Kraken pick by Hellmetal. As you see, it seems like they just rinse and repeat Liam and Hellmetal working along that flank, being a disruptive presence in Project R.A.T's court, and it seems like they just haven't been able to quickly counter it yet, but they're going to have to start. The pencil for Paolo going down, strikes coming out to try and flip the zone. The Zuka will find one, numbers advantage 2 for Project R.A.T. The zone is flipped back despite losing the bucket.
That was a Zuka battle through the fire and the flames of the tri-strikes there, but it's going to go in favor of Project R.A.T, as is the zone, as they're starting to take down that penalty yet again. So incredibly, about halfway through actually with getting through that penalty, but Hellmetal popping their signature Kraken yet again. What can they get off this? They're going to be forcing everyone to scram out of this zone, trying to find a pick onto Wug, but Wug is going to be just evasive enough to stall the Kraken timer, and just like that, we're just 15 points away from this penalty being over, but 2 down on the side of Project R.A.T is going to lead to Paolo getting the zone in their favor yet again, but the pencil is going to be holding onto the area for just long enough to allow the teammates to jump back in.
Yeah, that was a terrific jump defend there, because, I mean, if the pencil doesn't get that pick, that's a double on the side of Paolo. However, it looks like Project R.A.T is going to be able to sustain. Whoa, 2 for ZZZ. I don't know if that's supposed to be Z or however they want to pronounce that. Either way, 30 seconds remain, and Paolo is trying to maintain this zone.
Yeah, I mean, this pencil on the side of Paolo trying to put Project R.A.T to bed, but Tomiko on the shot is not having any of that, just trying to stay alive and trying to be as resourceful as possible, but it's 10 seconds to go. That might not be enough. 2 down on the side of Project R.A.T, and they have to get the zone like yesterday. It's just going to be Toba contesting in mid, and Hellmetal going to be walling them off, knocking them out, as well as Wug, and that's going to be a full wipeout into Game 1 win for Paolo.
Love that. Love the standing booyah from Hellmetal. You gotta think that Paolo is hyped about that one. That is their 8th straight victory, counting their losers bracket run. That is their first victory of the night against Project R.A.T. And man, it looks like we're gonna see a way different set than we did earlier in winter semis.
We just might, Sofa. We just might. I mean, Project R.A.T has had a good amount of time since they last played. They might have cooled off just a little bit, since getting that, high intensity, high level tournament practice. So they might take a little bit to get back into the set, and Paolo is definitely going to try to take advantage of that. But what's nice about that, if you're Project R.A.T, is that you do have that extra set to play with. So you're fine with losing that first one. You wouldn't prefer it, but you can lose that first set and still be totally okay going into the second.
Very true. Yeah, I mean, obviously it's an uphill climb for Paolo here. Another thing that I'd like to point out is that prior to this zones game, let's just kind of rewind a little bit. The only other loss that Project R.A.T had on the night was, as we mentioned before, that Tower Control Hagglefish game. Now, notably, Tower Control does not come in this set until Game 4. So we're going to be keeping an eye on that. Otherwise, Project R.A.T has been rock solid. But do you anticipate any major changes with Clamblitz Mako, or do you think these two teams are kind of still going about their business and just running it back with these same comps?
I mean, I don't see much reason for Paolo to change off of their comp. They've been making it work so incredibly well. Just the midline chip damage combos from the pencil to from the pencil to the sword to the 96 have been so solid, especially since all of them combo with the outside hit of Zuka very reliably. So I feel like Paolo was a really strong comp going. I don't foresee them changing it too much. Project R.A.T might get a little experimental with it, but I mean, Wug is just so attuned with Junior with the bubble, and the rest of the players are so solid that I can see things staying pretty similar, especially if, Bucket, as strong as it is on this map, might just stick around.
I think so too. I'm not sure if we may see a change from the strikes bucket to something else, but let's take a look at what folks are thinking. 52 gal instead of the bucket. What are your thoughts on that?
I don't know. I think my take on 52 in the current meta is kind of weird because I might be convinced that 52 Deco might be the better variant, honestly. I don't know what the rules on Splatter Color Screen are for this tournament. You might be opt-in, but Liam does not give a flying crap. Gonna instantly get 2 picks in mid before 15 seconds even passed.
Nice sword work by Liam to open this game up, giving Paolo a nice advantage to start, and their momentum continues. A nice pinch with the bubble, and Tomako getting the one in freezer there as things will kind of normalize here, but another one goes down for Project R.A.T. Nick taking control of Stack is sniffed out by the pencil, looking to make something happen, but I think we're in go get clams mode for Paolo to get this push started.
Absolutely, and I think one thing I have to mention about these two comps, wow, 3 down on Project R.A.T early, but something I have to mention is that the special play is definitely going to be favoring Paolo because Project R.A.T, has Bubble and Wail, which are not, seen as the most powerful specials. Wail especially can be kind of passive at times. And Project R.A.T does not have any passive members from their team, so this special play might just go in their favor, especially if Liam is going to get this much value out of Zipcaster. My goodness, still landing in enemy territory, finally going to be taken down by the Gal on the side of Project R.A.T, but 48 left on the point clock for Palo is so solid.
A quick triple for Project R.A.T will give them an opportunity to push here. They've got the bubble online, and they're rapidly building up a whole bunch of claims for Wug. It looks like a score is about to be made here. The pencil does have 3, but they don't have enough clams right now to flip that lead.
Yeah, 48 is going to be that mark to beat, and I'm not sure if Project R.A.T can score anymore. Yeah, it seems like that's going to be the end of their push. For Palo, recovering beautifully after that basket breaker there, and are already starting to set up a lot of control, but Hellmetal going to be forced to slowly but surely retreat as, it's sort of an ebb and flow right now in the mid control right now. Clam Carry is going to go down to the side of 4 Palo. That is going to be the shot, and 2 down is going to mean that it's going to be rough for Hellmetal, and they're going to get their Kraken canceled by Tomoko Zuka here. This is exactly what Project R.A.T needs. That might have just been the delayed wipe, and Wug already has another power claim and another basket breaker ready, as well as the big bubbler right in the right spot.
The last 2 fights in neutral have been dominated by Project R.A.T. Now let's see if they can just get the lead, see how many points they can score here. But it looks like, ooh, a nice stop. However, the lead will flip. The pencil is forced to scamper back and will be sniffed out in mid, as only the shot remains for Project R.A.T. Is 40 enough to get them the win?
I would not call 40 a safe lead, especially when there's 2 power claims and 6 regular claims in the arsenal for Palo, but not— oh my goodness, what is happening? Everyone's exploding, but Hellmetal is stuck in Kraken. They're going to be trying to spawn on top of a power claim, but they're going to be forced to retreat. What even happened there? I'm not even sure, but the lead is still in favor of Project R.A.T, even by the slimmest of margins.
You could see the gears turning with Hellmetal. They were thinking, man, can I exit the Kraken and get that ball and get it in? The right decision ultimately to not go for the hero play there and to just hold in mid. However, 2 will go down for Palo. And oh my goodness, Wug has a ball here to make this a big lead. Is not able to get it, but another ball is jumping in and will go in. And that's the game for Project R.A.T. As I don't know who jumped in there, if it was Tomoko or the pencil, but we're able to get both balls in for the knockout.
Brilliant insurance by Wug, laying that bubble as a trap, saying you can kill me, but you can't kill everyone that's going to be jumping in. That bubble is great protection, a great jump beacon for 2 well-played power claims for Project R.A.T here, and they're going to be taking a knockout of a game 2.
Crazy, crazy, crazy. And there's a lot to be said, right, about the team that wins winners finals getting a little bit rusty during that long wait before grands. And it looked as though during ship shape there was maybe some of that rust, maybe some of that awareness, and letting Liam in the 96 Hellmetal kind of get around behind him. But I think we saw Project R.A.T wake up in that game. However, Palo's playing strong. They had some good pushes, and I still think that this set could go the distance and be way different than what we saw earlier.
Yeah, I mean, something worth noting is that for Palo, both in the last set and in this one, only really got 1 strong clams push. So maybe clams is not their strongest mode in terms of pushing together as a team, but they definitely have some other map modes to look forward to. We are guaranteed the aforementioned Game 4 on tower control, but before we get there, we got to get through Game 3, which is going to be happening on Rainmaker Crableg.
Very true, very true. Now in Rainmaker Crableg, we're going to see a lot of those pencils on either side kind of haunting along those grates, making sure that no movement can be done in mid. So I think a lot is going to come down to how effective Liam's zip is going to be at moving the other pencil, and how effective the non-zip team, where we talked about maybe some pushing special piercing problems going on with Project R.A.T, how effectively they're going to be able to move the opposing pencil. But they're fixing that with the crab sword.
Yeah, Project R.A.T has their own sword to play with here. But if there's one thing I have to mention about this map, it is how ever-present Pencil can be. Just the sightlines and the range value that Pencil has is so incredibly dominant. So these teams are definitely stacking up their anti-Pencil measures. Project R.A.T has 2, has Zuka, Crab, and Bubble to really limit its value. And wow, already the Stamp is going to be finding a pick, but it's going to get taken down by the Zuka very soon by Nick, and now Toba is just trying to monitor the space. 30 seconds in, and it's already a bloodbath.
Toba says, nope, I want no part of that Kraken coming out in mid, as Nick is going to grab, despite the gas, is able to almost break the check. 2 will go down for Palo. That looks like that may be the push, as a 3rd goes down with Liam, and you got to think Toba's going to grab here and try and make a quick counter push for Project R.A.T.
Yeah, Yeah, that risk reward for 4 Palo was a little bit skewed there, but Project R.A.T are going to be approaching for their own bottom left check, and they're going to be able to get it as well as that lead. And Toba's going to be laying that sprinkle there to lead for an early pop here from Project R.A.T, and already they have the numbers advantage here. 4 Palo is starting to get staggered a little bit, but here comes the Zuka for Nick, trying to find a pick, is going to be able to find one on the flank, and the Rainmaker is going to be going down, solved by the teammates. So 4 Palo able to stem the bleeding a little bit here, but already being down a checkpoint just a minute into the game is not what you want to see.
A huge trade up front to kind of keep momentum in 4 Palo's favor here as they're looking for the check on that right-hand side. Tomoko is trying to probably get Azuka. The Rainmaker's forced to drop, but Tomoko will be picked. They're going to do a little backflip here to get up the grates. Will be picked off. Despite that, though, wow, 3 down for 4 Palo as Ban Lins is trying to move forward with the gas. Ooh, forces the jump out as well for the long wipe.
Yeah, Ban has just been a multi-weapon specialist right now, just switching wherever Project R.A.T is going to need them, and they've been so incredibly strong in the set, but now just a Crab and a Rainmaker remain, but 2 are going to go down to that combo there. Sword is going to be here for the flank, but Toba, wants no part of it, is going to be running it all the way down to 10 points. What an insane push from Project R.A.T, and they're still going, still putting more pressure here. ZZZ is going to be targeted by this Zuka, is going to barely be bobbing and weaving here, but Tomoko still ever present, giving jumps, but finally, it seems like Project R.A.T is finally done being in 4 Palo's area, but my goodness, they left an impression.
A monsoon of a push in Rainmaker Crableg for Project R.A.T, giving them a commanding lead. One of them does go down, however. Liam looking for the clean double with only the shot left. Oh, it looks like he jumped into a bomb there as the shot will get the double, flipping advantage right back. The check is broken, but Tomoko, trying to get even more. However, the push going in favor of 4 Palo for now. The pencil's able to force him off. Which side do you take here if you know you got to push it to 9, left or right?
I mean, you gotta go on the right. That's the safest way to get a bunch of points. I feel like left is just a little too risky, but it might be worth sending one teammate over there on the flank. Who knows? But what I do know is that this Rainmaker is about to reset, and 4 Palo is trying to come in strong in this team fight here. Hellmetal is going to find 2 picks with that Kraken, and is going to be looking to help the teammate with the pop. The cooler is going to be out for 4 Palo, but Project R.A.T is already back in full swing and is going to find a pick with their Zuka so incredibly early on the Rainmaker carrier. That's really going to stall 4 Palo here, and they do not have time to waste.
That was a really nice pick because it seems as though when 4 Palo gets their momentum going, they are just cooking. Letting the Liam jump back in with Hellmetal. I love this fighting midline pair. The Kraken, though, I don't know if it can be as effective on that great push, so they may need to go left with the Kraken, getting a nice pick there. Retaining numbers advantage for 4 Palo, trying to find something with the Zuka to increase that advantage. The Kraken going to haunt around and see, look, it can't go anywhere. It's just kind of protecting the rain here. The Zuka will come in, picking the Kraken, almost picking the rain and forcing it back onto the grates.
Yeah, I mean, 3 versus 3, it's so precarious right now. Now the numbers advantage is in favor of 4 Palo, but pushing into this bubble that's protected by Wug is going to be so incredibly difficult. No specials at the ready except for the zip, and the shot is going to go down early. 55 seconds to go. ZZZ trying to push forward is going to get stopped at 49, but Hellmetal is still here, but they're going to be the last alive for 4 Palo, and this 96 is not at the popping power. That jump is going to get camped for sure, I would imagine, but somehow it's still alive, I think, but the 96 is going to go down. Nick is going to be chilling over in mid. 40 seconds to go, and 4 Palo has to get the Rainmaker out of Project R.A.T's hands and fast.
Yeah, this is an interesting spot. I mean, Project R.A.T has the lead, obviously, but the Rainmaker's in kind of a really vulnerable position right now. So if 4 Palo can try and fight it back, 3 go down. The Rainmaker's the last one. Now try and pinch this cleanly so you keep everybody. The wipe set up on grates ASAP. The rain can wait. You've got to take this happy position here to try and guide yourself to a push. But Project R.A.T has a crab to try and shut things down. Liam, dancing around with the Zipcaster, is able to shut down the crab. Has to jump back before it can do much more. We're about to head into overtime. The Rainmaker is picked, though, in the final 2 seconds. Man, I thought that 4 Palo was going to clutch that out.
I thought 4 Palo had it. I didn't even realize the Rainmaker went down. That Zipcaster getting the crab and the Kraken getting the pick on the shot was so expertly coordinated by 4 Palo, but Project R.A.T just barely able to sneak through the crevices, much like their namesake, and they're going to go up 2-1 on tournament point.
Crazy stuff, guys. Crazy stuff. Project R.A.T has found their groove, but now we come to a critical Game 4. Tower control, Manta Maria. Earlier in the day, we saw we win with a nice tower control victory on Hagglefish over Project R.A.T. Do you think that that was a fluke, or do you think that tower control is a little bit of a weak point for this team?
I mean, it's kind of hard to say. I wouldn't necessarily call it a fluke, but Project R.A.T definitely has all they need to win on, a map like Tower Control Manta. It's so incredibly snowbally, and having that power of the big bubbler to stall even that little bit of time on a map like Manta Maria Tower Control is so incredibly valuable. That being said, 4Palo does have, the resources to break that bubble with that Stamper's high object damage and the Kraken being able to swim right through it invincibly, but I don't know. This might be a weaker mode for Project R.A.T, but they have a ton of momentum on their side right now. 2 very strong game wins for them.
Yeah, I'm interested to see, because it seems like this map mode is kind of really advantageous for Project R.A.T. The bubble's got some tight places that it can really lock down, and I think that this map kind of tends to favor short-range shooters over that midline comp that we've been seeing 4Palo run. Like 96's wall has some good spots here, but it can also get dropped on from a lot of different angles. There's less straightaways that it can work. So I'm interested to see if 4Palo has any specific comp they run here that's maybe different from their usual. We're about to find out.
Yeah, here we go. Potentially tournament point here for Project R.A.T. This is 4Palo's last fighting chance here. We're going to be seeing that Project R.A.T going back to their Game 1 comp, but 4Palo going to be switching it up, dropping the pencil in exchange for the Heavyetta, and dropping that 96 gal in exchange for the Slosher.
Gotta go fast. We called it, right? 4Palo went edit, shot, bucket, sword. This is a way faster comp than we saw before. I think it's because we're seeing Manta as Liam is trying to engage in some early control, dodging around the pencil. Do you think that the faster comp is going to be the key to victory?
I mean, so far it's not proving to be that way. Project R.A.T up to an early advantage here. Only one left alive for 4Palo here. It's going to be that shot Nick trying to find any, kind of purchase here as the teammates are already starting to spawn in and the strikes are already coming out for Project R.A.T. This game is quickly snowballing already, especially with that passive special charge in favor of Project R.A.T here while they're pushing, and they have held a numbers advantage throughout this entire push so far.
This is crazy. You can tell from that early triple, Toba wants that gold medal. The strikes picking 1, picking 2. Toba is forced to retreat, but can they sustain and give jumps and maybe push this thing beyond 40?
But Project R.A.T already getting it past that second checkpoint and to 40 points in the first minute is incredible for them. Granted, though, that big bottleneck is going to be towards the end when the tower is going to drop. You can quickly see your points go from 30 to 10, so it's not over by any means for 4Palo, especially if you're going to be getting Zuka picks like that, but right now this is a rough spot for them as they're going to be making it toward that first checkpoint, but 2 down on the side of Project R.A.T might make things a little bit easier for them, especially as Wug is going to go down by the tower.
Really nice offense here as ZZZ is going to try and find the trade on the pencil. 3v3 with strikes coming out. The Tower Rider will go down as Toba is still trying to sustain. This looks like solid defense for Project R.A.T if they can hold up here and find this pick on the plat. However, the sword getting 1, the bucket rolling in. A nice trade there by Liam to kind of keep numbers relatively even. The pencil, Toba popping off and getting another one, getting some jump secured in, checking to make sure nobody's behind them. Project R.A.T's rolling again.
Already on the money here, it seems. Getting that, just pushing that tower forward, getting that tower in their control, getting that passive special charge in their favor because they have really strong specials right now in this matchup and they just want to keep spamming them as much as possible. And 4Palo are going to be losing their bucket here. ZZZ trying to stay alive here on the bunker. Pencil's going to go down to the map. Stamper's going to go down on another part of the map. And right now it's just complete and utter neutral playing field here as we're going to be entering the second half of the match.
Double popped with 2 down on Project R.A.T. A bold move by Wug, who is going to try and dance around the tower, evading the edit. The edit just decides to look away and let Wug live. A nice trade in mid with the sword. However, 4Palo's getting a lot of ink down, and it looks like they may be able to find a push if they can get a clean pick on the bucket, forcing Linz back further into the bunker. Project R.A.T's coolered up, and things have returned to neutral for the time being.
Yeah, Strikes and Zuka are going to be so much pressure here from 4Palo onto Project R.A.T, but they're not going to be able to find any picks from it, and Wug is going to be able to get the trade there, it seems. All the members are going down. It's just the pencil left for Project R.A.T, and 4Palo is going to be making their way back toward that tower. Going to be trying to push it back toward the other direction. 150 left on this match timer. Liam trying to make some moves here with the zip caster, trying to find any picks, but it looks like Project R.A.T is going to be evading him just long enough, but he's able to find one. Two are going to go down on the side of Project R.A.T, and 4Palo getting closer with that second checkpoint. Wug is trying to stay alive. Strikes are going to come out to stall things a little bit longer, and all the members of Project R.A.T are going to be back here. This bomb spam from Wug has been so difficult for 4Palo to deal with, and right now it's just another straight team fight, Sofa.
Really nice patience by Project R.A.T to wait for those strikes to come out, to wait for those bombs to make their move. It's got to be stressful seeing that tower getting so close to a lead flip, but they played that perfectly as strikes are now coming out from the side of 4Palo. Liam's going to zip up and try and find something else. They've been good all night looking for the bucket, finds the bucket, looking for the pencil. Oh, can't quite find the pencil. However, things are pretty even here as it looks like 4Palo's losing some ink up front.
Yeah, I mean, this bomb spam from Project R.A.T is so incredibly obnoxious to deal with. 50 seconds left to go. This is the breaking point right here. Checkpoint 2. Can 4Palo keep the set alive, keep the tournament alive? 2 versus 4. It looks like it might not be in their favor. They're starting to put points at the second checkpoint. It's just going to be Nick on the shot. Left onto the left plat by themselves. Teammates are trying to jump back in, but members of 4Palo are still going to be going down. Nick has to find this pick, and they are not going to be able to do it. And Tamago finds a double there with 25 seconds left. That might just seal the tournament here for Project R.A.T.
That was Tamago picking up the trophy right there, or beginning to. However, the edit getting traded out there. Nick's looking to drop from the side there, and despite going 2 down, I mean, whoa, a wipeout, and that should end it as they're going to be able to cruise this tower way past 40. You've got to make a dive on tower. They're staggering. The edit is picked by the Zuka. Nick's got to rush in. The GG strikes, and that is our tournament, folks. Project R.A.T will cruise to a 3-1 set victory in Grand Finals.
And they are going to be your Neon Wail number 6 by SAC champions. So incredibly well done. 4 sets, 2 games dropped the whole tournament. No problem here for Project R.A.T. Never even got close to losing a set at this point. Just so incredibly dominant, so incredibly strong and stalwart with the pretty unorthodox comp that they made work very well.
Hey, that was fun, right? I mean, you know that Wug is loving the bubble buff, and they've got solid frontline. They've got great patience. They know when to go. And I mean, Toba, can we talk about starting that last game with a bang? Wasn't that like a triple that Toba got out the gate to get them that initial push to 40? Just some crazy clutch picks, awesome chip damage. You love to see a comp that requires and demands team play, and for that team play to be executed well.
Yeah, I mean, that was well-executed team play on both sides there, but Project R.A.T just had a little bit more composure in those tense situations over 4Palo, especially, I mean, I think Project R.A.T did much better at getting those extended pushes compared to 4Palo, which, you know, tried a lot harder to get those, you know, little bursts, but when you're fighting a big bubbler and a lot of Zukas and a lot of coolers, it's really hard to keep that sustained pressure.
Very true, very true, but I mean, you do what you can, right? And Project R.A.T running away with it here in Grands. We were thinking maybe a bracket reset after that game 1, but didn't turn out that way. Still, 4Palo putting up a terrific fight, landing second in this tournament, and your third place team, we win. But congratulations once again to the winners of Neon Wail 6, Project R.A.T. Pinky, where can we find you between now and your next appearance?
Well, you guys can find me on Twitter at BrokenPinky_, and while I may have some appearances before then, I believe there's a special land that you can find the both of us at. It's going to be happening in May. But before we get to that, Sofa, where can we find you?
Thank you, Pinky. My name, once again, is Sofa King. I'm the captain of the Whip Rays. Can be found on Twitter at Sofa King Stream. And what was this about? A LAN in May that you're talking about?
Down in the city? Down in the low tide city, perhaps? That's right. If you guys have never been to a LAN, make sure to stop down by Round Rock, Texas for Low Tide City, the final iteration of this wonderful tournament. I'm going to be there as well as Sofa. I believe we're both going to be competing with our various teams. But if you've never been to a LAN before, I cannot recommend it enough. It's a ton of fun. It's a blast. You get to meet all kinds of wonderful people. So make sure to come on down if you can.
I mean, this isn't even just an LTC. This is the last LTC. And worry not, there's still time to sign up. Everybody's going to be there. You're going to be there. Your captain's going to be there. Your mom's going to be there. Your sister's going to be there. head on down to Round Rock, Texas for LTC in like 2-3 weeks or so. It's going to be a grand old time. But either way, everybody, thank you for being a great audience tonight. We hope you will join us in a few more weeks for Neon Wail number 7, SAC's next installment of this landmark mid-level tourney. Good night, everybody.
Have yourselves a great one.
Can we talk about the truth? I wanna know, I wanna know. Can we talk about me and you? Can we talk about me and you? Can we talk about the truth? I wanna know, I wanna know. Can we talk about me and you?